Hi everyone, my name is Izrika and I want to welcome you back to my channel. And if this is your first time, thank you so very much for stopping by and chilling with me today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And today we're going to be talking about the danger of comparison. So let's just get right into it. I kind of feel like this is an inevitability, like just the tendency to look at yourself, look at the things you have and don't have, and look at others and look at the things they have and make that comparison. Well, first of all, when it comes to comparison, looking at somebody's life and wishing you had what they had, you can't ever really know what they have. You can perhaps see their aesthetics, you can perhaps see their physicalities, you can see the success, you can see the tangible things, but no one really knows the wars we each fight within our souls. No one knows the battles that rage while we lay our heads on our pillow each night. You don't know the war someone is fighting. So maybe you look at them and wish you had their physical feature, their size, their skin, their finances. But with that comes other parts of them that you seriously may not be able to contend with. So it is such a dangerous thing to just wish that you could be and or have what someone else has. I think we're all familiar with the concept of plagiarism, like, growing up through high school and college, you were advised or actually warned against plagiarizing someone else's work. And pretty much that's where you take someone else's work and say that it's your own. And we know not to do that academically, but ironically, we don't apply that concept to our beings. Very often, without recognizing it or with some level of recognition, we become okay with plagiarizing someone else's story, adopting their narrative, their mindset. But again, the problem with that is you can never be someone else. And not only that, it's honestly a difficult thing being yourself. Like finding yourself and redefining and creating the person you want to be is a daunting task, but being someone else is impossible. You can never be them, and you're not supposed to be that person. The world has become such a place where people can readily put out their good moments. Platforms like Instagram and Twitter and just various social media platforms, it makes it so easy to put yourself out there in the most perfect light, and we all know this. There are people that we see and their life just seems to be just impeccable. Everything just seems well put together, polished, aesthetically pleasing. They go to the coolest places. They have the best relationships. They just seem confident in themselves. Well, let me tell you about what I think about confidence. So I've realized that what most people consider confidence is actually societal acceptance due to conformity. And this is what I mean. Like if you're a person that buys nice clothes, you do your hair, you have nice shoes, you drive a nice car, you're technically attractive according to the standards of the world, you fit in. You fit in every sense of the word. You do not deviate from a standard. You are the norm. So I've often realized that people regard that acceptance from society as confidence. It's not necessarily something intrinsic. The confidence isn't found within themselves. They're not necessarily often confident for who they are, who they've been created to be, but they're confident because they meet the standards of the society and the culture around them. So it's almost like probability. The more things you have that matches society, the more easy it is to be accepted externally, and that can help you or allow you to feel like you've accepted yourself internally. But take those things away. If you take those things away for one reason or the other, if someone gains weight, or if all of a sudden a person that's used to being complimented is no longer complimented, their fashion, they can't keep up with the fashion trends because they don't have the finances, take those things away and that person will readily realize that it's not that they were confident in themselves, it's that they were used to the affirmations from external sources. Something that made me realize this is being a Black woman, I'm around a lot of Spanish people, a lot of Asians, a lot of Caucasians. And there are things in this culture that I'm self-conscious about that I've never been aware of in my life. For example, in Black culture, you change your hair often as you want to. This month I can have braids, next month I can have full locks, I can rock a weave, I can rock a bob, I can rock my natural hair. No one comments on that. More so, if they do comment, it's oh girl, your hair looks nice. But out here, it's questions is that your hair? Can I touch it? Wow, that's so beautiful. To the point where I'm almost just I don't even want to change my hair because I don't like those comments. It's really stressful. So I've become conscious about my hair because I'm the minority in this culture. I'm different in that sense. So meeting certain checklists or being in sync with the culture around you does in a way affect your confidence. But the problem with that confidence, it's really pseudo confidence, is once again when things change, so does that level of confidence you feel. And also, as a person that may be always affirmed by society, you naturally build like this desire to just maintain that standard so that you can, it's almost like it's an addiction. You always have to be fed. You always have to be affirmed. You always have to look like everyone else so that you can be accepted by everyone else. But it is exhausting holding up the standards of others. It will wear you down. So here many of us are comparing ourselves to people who are empty on the inside. Yes, they get affirmed. Yes, they get thousands of likes. But truth be told, they're just living for that affirmation. They have no ground and they have no depth and realization of the beauty that lies within. And so when you look at someone's like, I wish I could be as beautiful as them, truth be told, their beauty means nothing to them. They get likes and affirmation, but likes and affirmation can fill no one up. It's like pouring water in a colander. Like the water will always seep out because the words and affirmation of society and the people around us was never actually meant to fill us. So many of the people that we look at and wish we could be like, we wish we could gain their success, we wish we could have what they have. I don't know that I believe that it's authentic confidence. I more so think it's algorithmic confidence. And this is what I mean. It's something that can almost be quantified. You know, if you have something fashionable, the thing that's in season, the hair that's in season, the makeup that's in season, you are matching society. So you can almost quantify affirmation. You can quantify acceptance. But again, very often it seems like those people who are putting themselves out there, that they're confident, but really they just have the algorithm down pat. They know what it takes to get the likes from people because they know what it takes to meet the standards of society. But that's not true contentment. That's not true confidence. And this is the problem with comparison, is all of us now, we're looking like everyone else. It's almost like a standardized test. It's like everyone is just trying to be like everyone else, who's trying to be like everyone else, who's trying to be like everyone else. And it's this wheel and this cycle of just a bunch of fakeness. But the thing is, you were meant for something so much more. That unique quality, that trait about you was meant to be the thing that changes the world. We weren't meant to be so good at fitting in that everyone else who's trying to fit in idolizes you. You're being loved for all the wrong things. You're not actually being loved for being you. You're loved for being anyone and everyone else. And it makes sense too, because our world is fueled by consumerism, like makeup companies, clothing companies. And mind you, I think that all of these things can be such a beautiful addition to life. Like I have zero problem with dressing well or putting on makeup, but it shouldn't be your source of identification. There should be something that you identify with that's more transcendent, that's more definitive. And it's the fact that you in like just your rawest state, your worst state emotionally, when you look straight hit, like you have nothing on, you may be in your room, you are worthy of love. There are qualities within each of us that can neither be bought nor sold. It can't be changed. And finding confidence or making your foundation on those unchangeable qualities means that if your socioeconomic status changes, if your aesthetic changes, if you gain weight, if you lose weight, if your hair falls off, if you lose your job, you are still the same level of worthy. Worth is just an equal across the board thing for each and every person. So we're wasting our time comparing ourselves to people when within us we have everything that we need. You are a once in a lifetime occurrence, and when you waste your time and energy comparing yourself to someone else, trying to plagiarize their story, trying to be like them, in a sense, the world loses the opportunity to experience your beauty and your greatness, which is a singular occurrence. Your form of beauty, your story, your highs, your lows can only be found in one place, and that's within you. So there's no need to compare. Instead, spend time learning to love everything you are and everything you are not. Let your confidence be built not in these things that can change, not in these things that can be bought and sold, but let it be found on something that is unchangeable. changeable, and that is this worth that was conferred not only when Christ died on the cross, but at birth. The things in you that cannot be taken away, and those are connected to your soul and your being and your existence, and the light and beauty that just comes from you being you. So stop wasting your time comparing yourself to people's tangibles, not even knowing where these people are in their minds, but instead go on the journey of exploring the forest and the fields of your mind. Explore the beauty that pours or should pour from your soul into this world, and love that version of you. Because again, you are a once in a lifetime occurrence. There's no other you. There can't be. There simply can't be. So stop wasting your time comparing yourself. Stop plagiarizing people's story, because you will always fail at being someone else. You will always fail at being someone else. And instead, start trying to find the things within you that are ineffably beautiful. The things within you that are strange and unique and weird and brilliant. And love that part of you. Guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that this could, set you on a journey of just learning to love yourself for who you are, and seeing why comparison is an absolute waste of time, and how you're enough. You're enough. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Check out some of the other videos that I have on my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by, hanging out with me today. I love you guys, and I'll see you soon. Mwah!